This is my reasons for upgrading from a 2022 MT09 to a 2025 MT09 SP. I did like the 2022 model, and as I mentioned in a comment one time, I don't see another bike that I'd rather have, and that's a good thing for me. However, I did finally see a new bike that I'd rather have, and that was the 25 SP model with the SP suspension. A few enhancements that were overall to the model, a tighter turn radius, which is a good thing, and the Bluetooth connectivity, along with navigation. I know there's some negative comments, and I felt negative at first that it didn't use Google Maps, because I use that all the time. But I find the Garmin app to be more than adequate. In fact, in a lot of ways, I prefer it over Google Maps navigation. So I'm rather happy with it. The only problem I had, it was very glitchy and slow, and I was able to take it out of 3D mode and put it into standard 2D mode, and now it's smooth. Works great. So I'm happy with it. So I don't know why they tried to do the 3D mode. Another enhancement is the headlights. Going from one headlight to two. I drive highway speeds in the country, and I'm often going to work when it's dark. And the headlights were insufficient on the 2022 model. I can't say they're perfect on the 25, but they're definitely better. Both the low beams give me a wider view to help me see any animals that may be about to run out onto the road, and I can see further ahead. So when I'm going over 45 miles an hour, I don't have to have my high beams on in order to be able to avoid anything in the road ahead. So I find it a massive improvement. It was a huge deal to me. It's not as good as it could be, but I don't think too many motorcycles are these days, so I don't want to complain. My one complaint is still the fuel tank size. I'd love to have a larger fuel tank, but I do feel like I'm getting quite a bit better fuel economy. My average is definitely higher. I was averaging 45 and a half on the 22 model. I'm averaging almost 48 at this point on the 25 model, and I understand that the gearing is just a little bit higher, and that will probably account for it. I run a windshield on both of them. I don't know how to pronounce P-U-I-G. I want to say Puig. It's foreign. It could be something else. But I use the Sport Touring version, not the lower one. I use the bigger one. And I use a blacked out one. On the 22 model, I had a clear one, and the headlights would reflect back into my face on high beams, and I had to actually paint the back of it flat black, which looked good and worked good, so I loved it. I went with the black, full black plastic. You can't see through it for this one, and I like it as well. I don't look through the windshield, so it's just a bug deflector, wind deflector, and it works really good for that, and I think it makes the bike look a lot better as well. The computer is updated in a few ways, and you can choose from, I think, 4 different designs, themes for your screen, and that's fine. Nothing wrong with it. A little bigger, okay. It's not that much bigger that it makes a world of difference for me. But overall, I'm happy with the bike. Am I glad I traded in? Yes. I really like the improved SP suspension, and I really like the enhancements that they've made on the bike, and I just find my daily commute is more enjoyable. The key fob is the other thing. I really like the key fob. I don't have to dig in my pocket when I'm getting ready to get on my bike, and I don't have to worry about a keychain or anything flopping in the wind. And I just turn the bike off and open the fuel tank. I don't have to pull the key and move it over. I don't have to worry about grime and dirt getting into the key hole. So I like everything about it. I know some people don't like it, and it's the same with the turn signals. I can't say the old style was my favorite in the world. I can't say the new one is either, but I'm adapting to it, and the more I get used to it, the more I'm able to use it effectively. So not a problem. moving the controls to the other side is huge. It used to be the joystick and selector was on your throttle thumb, and that was a little not as good as it is now. Having it on the left-hand side, now I'll admit my left hand's a little busy because you go down, you've got the horn, which I don't find it as easily as I used to. Then you move up and you've got your turn signal buttons. And then you move up and you've got your selector joystick. And then you move up again for your cruise control. And there's a lot on that hand. And I'm not going to lie about that. But I'm adapting to it. And it's preferable to be using my left hand than trying to use my right hand as well. Cruise control is another upgrade I was able to get. It was available on the SP model back in 22, but I believe all models have it now, and that's wonderful. If you need to make a quick adjustment to your helmet, or like me, you forgot to put your strap on, you're heading home from work, and now your straps are flapping in the wind, I can just put on cruise control, take both hands, and adjust the helmet. So I'm really happy with it. I'm glad I traded it in, my old one in, and I do the break-in process again. And I've got almost 2,200 miles on the 2025 model. I recently had to take it in for the recall, which was on both models as well, and that took less than a week. They told me it might take longer, but it was pretty quick and painless. So yes, I'm happy with the 25 model, and I think if you're in a similar situation, have the similar gripes, it's definitely worth a trade-in. If I was telling someone to buy a new one, yes, I would recommend the SP model. If you're smaller, you might get an MT07, but I'm 6'2", 210, and I just love the bigger bike, the MT09. As far as between the MT09 and a 10, that to me comes down to what type of engine you want, a higher revving 4-cylinder or 3-cylinder usable motor, which I prefer for now.